Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 011119111.
You remember in the movie, the Titanic, there was the guys down in the boiler room. Boiler? Yeah. Boiler room, not broiler room. Yeah. Boiler room. Boiler. They were down in the boiler room and they were shoveling coal into the belly of the beast. And there was legend and lore surrounding this. And they said that they kept doing it even while the ship was sinking. Like they just kept working. They're just like, okay, we're going to try to save what we can of this ship. Of course, all those people died because they were, as we said before, in the belly of the beast. But they continued to shovel coal in there, and it kept the lights on in the Titanic so they could do rescue missions on the upper decks, and that's why a lot of people survived the Titanic. And they were able to prove this because they took digital scans underwater with robot submarines, and they found that the boiler room was concave, meaning that it was super hot when it went down and it caused it to expand.
Sure. As opposed to just if they would have ditched their shovels and ran and jumped off the boat, it would have cooled down and the lights wouldn't have stayed on. But not that the movie is, factual footage or anything like that, but that was a big part of the movie. The lights kept on. And I remember sitting there watching the movie going, how are the lights staying on this damn boat for as long as they are? As it's going into the water, the lights were on. And I was like, man, I thought this James Cameron was a good movie maker, but apparently he was somewhat factual on that. That was gross, whatever you just did. I saw a string of something come out of your face onto a napkin. Do you have a stuffy nose or something? What just happened?
Yeah, no, that was not planned. It was just a little drinking some milk, and it was a milk thing. So it's over now.
But they credit these were the real heroes of the Titanic. These guys were the real heroes because if the lights weren't on, people would not have been able to been found and evacuated off the ship in a timely fashion.
Right.
So, hey, tip of the hat, kudos to the people working in the boiler room. Good work.
Hashtag, you know what tomorrow is, don't you?
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Tomorrow's tax day.
It is tax day tomorrow.
Tomorrow's tax day, and around 25% of Americans still have not finished their taxes.
God, everybody has to pay taxes.
Yes.
Even businessmen that rob and steal and cheat from people every day. Even they have to pay taxes.
Well, I thought that was somebody else.
In the
16%, we're working on them over the weekend. That's what my wife did. She did our taxes this weekend.
In a utopian society, there's a lot of talk. Like this is like if the president's plans come full circle to fruition without any problems, that we would never have to pay federal taxes again. I asked my tax.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I asked my tax guy about that, and he laughed. He said,
"That would really put him in a bad
that would never happen."
So.
That's one guy who is only going to be employed for 3 years, and there's a lot of people that will make sure that are going to be their complete careers are built on that are going to make sure that taxes always remain in place.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that your boy Billy could find another job. Or find a new company.
I asked him what he would do. I asked him, I said, what would you do if it did? And he said, there's still enough business taxes that would have to be done in order to keep him afloat. So he'd be totally fine.
Oh, good. Well, then we're fine. Let's get rid of it. Wouldn't that be great? No more federal tax. Oh, gosh, so much money goes to federal tax. Today is National Gardening Day. It's also National Dolphin Day. Not a fan of either. Let's see. Oh, it's also National Look Up at the Sky Day. What a bunch of stupid days. How do these days actually get on a calendar? Here's one, ex-spouse day. What are you supposed to do? Like go hang out with your ex-spouse?
No.
It's a day to celebrate your ex.
Never do that.
However you need to. However you need to.
Never do that. Hashtag, it's making a comeback. The tramp stamp, Jeremy, is big with Gen Z. So what? A couple weeks ago, we said that the Gen Z likes to listen to the radio because it's local information while they scroll through their feeds. They're not even watching TV anymore. Now Gen Z is going totally back to the early 2000s. They like flip phones. Gen Z does. They like the flip phones. They like they don't like the entrapments of a current society. So now they're embracing one of the trends that was popular in the late 90s, early 2000s, the tramp stamp. More tattoo shops are reporting that younger people are getting lower back tattoos. And I'm guessing it's women at that point. I don't know. Maybe it's men.
Don't assume. Don't assume.
I have no idea. Oh, this is not good. Well, my kids are Gen Alpha, so hopefully this is something that picks up and then falls way off. You know, it gets uncool as fast as it did in the early 2000s. It was about a 5 to 6 year window for the lower back tattoo, right? And then after that, and it was actually after the movie Wedding Crashers that they referred to it as a bullseye. It was like, okay, that's pretty trashy. And it did the tramp stamp in. Anybody out there got the tramp stamp? 805 text lines, 805 beer text lines, 805-543-3693. Jessica writes in. She says, my brother-in-law has a tramp stamp.
What is the
drunk
tramp stamp of? What is a tramp stamp? It's just a tattoo down there, right? It can be anything. What does it say?
He lost the bet. Something happened. No guy's getting that lower back tattoo, are they? Oh man, and how bad do you have to hide that? You're never. If you are a guy and you went in the like 2002 and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go for the lower back tattoo. You have to hide that for the rest of your life. You're never taking your shirt off at the pool.
It's his last name.
Oh God.
Johnson, get over here.
Found somewhere?
Back that thing up.
Well, his license plate says he's a Johnson.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ. Yeah, baby.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.